Good evening. This is Norma Cowie with my Reverend hat on tonight, once more here to do spiritual mind treatments. I've had quite a lot of good feedback, actually, from doing these, and I really have felt that what was coming through to me was something like this is needed. I know other people do a lot of other things, but I always have a little different approach. When I first started doing treatments, through the center that I was at, and then I became, for a very short time, a minister. And some people got upset with my treatments because the information would come through as when people wanted to resolve something that wasn't quite the accepted norm. Past life information, other ways in which they could deal or something with would be shown to me, and I would share that. And a lot of what you might call traditionalists didn't like that very much. And so consequently, I ended up not staying a minister in that form for really a very long time at all, and went back to just being a psychic life consultant. And then, quite a few years ago, I joined the Canadian Metaphysical Ministry. It's an international. And I found my home because there was no real tradition of no one really there sort of saying, hey, you can't do this and you can't do that. And I do a lot of my transformation work. And in some ways, I feel that since the pandemic came along, that my YouTube channel has become my ministry. And so in contemplating that, I began to think, how can I serve? What's the best way for me to serve here? And yes, I have my tarot cards and I could do tarot card readings, but I felt we have learned and know for a long, long time that prayer works. And so this is a technique of prayer that I have come to like. I looked for it for a long time until I found it, because most prayers that I found was very much about pleading and asking and etc., and not assuming your own personal power in relation to where where you are and what you're wanting to achieve, so that you can create universal love force support, because that's often what we need is support. And so I'm just going to ask if you have an issue, a concern, a worry, a problem, whatever you want to call it, and you would like me to do a mental mind treatment for you. Please type in what it is that you want. I see Kayla is here. Thank you, Kayla. But I don't see a question. So I would like you to put something in. And then Karen is here too. So thank you very, very much. I appreciate the support you guys have been doing. So anyway, so I'm going to come to Karen first. And it says, I am ready to open up to financial abundance and increase. Who isn't? Right? Always. So let me just, I have to, because I keep track of these so that we can give a little bit of energy through the week. I'm just going to put abundance, financial, whatever you want to call it, wealth. I wrote a book called Spiritual Principles of Wealth based on my learning through looking at spiritual prosperity. So it's been abundance, plus. Okay, let's go. Let's see what we get here. Divine essence, Mother, Father, Son is one. I'm doing a prayer as I connect into the beautiful love force that is around each one of us. And as I move into the vibration of Karen, what I see the abundance and the desire of abundance and the wanting of abundance. But what I also see is worry and concern. The levels of the subconscious mind is not just one subconscious mind throwing it out. That's how we teach it a lot, is that you have a thought. But what I'm being shown here is that there are levels within the subconscious. And the deep down, there is still a feeling of unworthiness. There is still a feeling that you don't have the right to ask or request what you're wanting and creating. And so we would like this level to be dissolved. This level of unworthiness, this level of not being good enough, and also even asking for more. Because yes, you're grateful for what you have, but you're free to ask for more. That's what the universe is plentiful. I mean, if you look at nature, it abounds. If you know, especially if it's left alone without, other things being put in it, it just abounds. And that's the frequency that you want to create, is the allowingness. I feel my heart expanding, my arms expanding, and it's just saying, lay it on me. Knowing that you can handle and deal, because I found that when I began to have prosperity and create, I then had to learn how to handle it and deal with it. It was a different issue. But I'm bringing that in here because when we clear, and I say me because I might be the mouthpiece, but I'm not just the only one doing the work. When we clear that level of unworthiness, and replace that with a level of gratitude and acceptance and a beingness of knowing that you are worthy of the love of the universe. You are worthy of the love that is there for you to create all that you want to create. And it is in the blessings of that. It is in the blessings of knowing that you will not only attract, but you'll allow in. I think you've attracted it before, but it's like not allowing it in, not seeing the value, the warmth and the growth and the essence. It's like holding your arms out wide and saying, yeah, lay it on me. Allowing that to come in and to feel it and know that prosperity and that abundance and that wealth and all of that you desire. And yeah, you may not want it all in one big bunch, but it's like a knowing that it's there, that you're worthy to receive it and have it and love it. So that's what I really see here. And so in that knowingness, I just want to give thanks. I want to give thanks on behalf of Karen that there is prosperity and wealth around, and that worthiness I can just feel myself opening right up. And I know that you're willing to let go of all those unworthy thoughts. I know that as far as I'm concerned, they're already gone. So it's like, yes. And I give gratitude and I say thank you on behalf of Karen. I say thank you, thank you, thank you in this moment of unity with Karen. And as we release this, we say, and so it is. Amen. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I look forward to hearing of the miracles that begin to happen, and take care. Okay. Annie, she asks for unity consciousness. Okay. Knowing that in the oneness that we are all joined together as we come into unity consciousness, as we come into understanding and awareness and love and light, I speak my word for Annie. And as I speak my word for Annie, I feel there is a level of concern, but it's high. It's like a band that kind of blocks. I feel like on top of my head, I have it's like not exactly a hat, but it's like a barrier. And as I tune into the barrier, what I see is some past life issues. And I see some decisions that were made lifetimes ago about humility. As I know that they have seen this before with people having humility issues. In the light, there is an element of knowing that we do not do the work. We do not do the work. We do not do the healing. We do not do the creating. It is, and as Jesus said, it is the Father within me. Father is the power that we're connected to. Could have said mother, but you can look at the times. I mean, this was over 2,000 years ago. We know now that there is this force of love, and it's uniting with that force of love that brings in the unity of consciousness in the present. It doesn't have to be somewhere, you might say, I was going to say distorted, misplaced out there. It's about allowing the unity to come inside and relax in that, and relax in the love that generates not only from your heart, but from every chakra aspect of you, so that the energy flows. But I feel that here is a letting go of, it's not about being on your knees, being humble and saying, thank you, please give it to me. It's not that. It's about embracing unity within yourself. It is about allowing yourself to be humble in knowing that you are part of it all, the creation. It feels like allowing the creation, allowing the unity, allowing the consciousness to come in and integrate with you on every level. You see, there's no judgment in love. There only is what I call isness. There is only being. And as you break through the past lives where you work so hard and so diligently to be at one with Source, it is now time to let that go and be at one with Source. It's just allowing it to come in. It's not about going to it. It's about allowing it to come inside, in through every cell, in your eyes, in your mouth, in your stomach. It's like in this moment, it's called aliveness, beingness, oneness, and just knowing that's the unity, that's the awareness. It's full-bodied. It's not a place we have to go to. It's a place of bringing into. And as we bring that into us, everything changes. How we see, how we perceive, how we look at, and knowing that it's okay to be yourself. It's okay to be who you are and know that you're loved, and that unity of that consciousness that you so seek is inside all the time. It is there because you allow it in. It's kind of like when you have a visitor, you open the door and you invite them in. And that's all you're needing to do. But you got to move that shield away and let it come in and be at one with it. I feel that you've had inklings of it, but you shut it back down because of this whole humility thing. And as you let that go and allow the essence to come through, and I am so grateful for the feeling of that, and knowing that there's unity on so many levels in so many ways, and there's no need to what would we say, reach for it, to work for it, to pray for it. It's just being right now. And again, as I call it, isness, just be. And so I say thank you, thank you, thank you on behalf of Annie, and on behalf of all those people are willing to let go and allow in. And the allowing in, we bring just absolute peace and understanding. And so I thank you, Annie, for that. Thank you. And so it is. Amen. Now I have another Karen here, and I'm just going to read that in a minute. It says, I know which is so true. I don't know what that's about, but anyway, I now know what to release. I haven't been the best of handling it either. So thanks for the always great insight. I'm so happy. Do you have a specific thing that you want me to look at? I know it sounds like you're agreeing with something that I have said. Maybe that was handling the abundant. Maybe that was about Karen. The other, that's about Karen. I'm sorry, I got you mixed up. Yeah, it's not. It's the same Karen saying thank you for that. Yeah, no, I know it takes time. It takes time to learn that's why I wrote a book called Spiritual Principles of Wealth, because it took me some really good learning and understanding how, not only on the spiritual side of things, but also on the, what do you call it? Also on the day to day, how you handle it, what you do with it. I had a father that really taught me a lot about a certain amount about monies, but I had to learn a lot of basics when I had, what do I do with this? Where do I put it? How do I work with it? It took me a lot of years in some ways to figure that out. And so it's really important for you to be aware of that. I thank you also, Annie, for your comment here. Yeah, for not only for you, but for the world. I agree. Somebody asked me to do, maybe I don't know who, somebody asked me to do a treatment for the world. Maybe that was Annie. And I said, yeah, remember, come and tell me about it. So because I don't have anybody else I can see waiting at the moment here, and I really do ask that you type up your question, because but what I'm going to do is a little treatment for the world, because that's what I was asked. I forget a lot of that. My memory sometimes these days is not as sharp as I would like. But I do remember someone, I said, yeah, come in and ask about that. And maybe Annie's question was about the world, but I saw it as her. So I'm going to just move into the love energy, and I'm going to just ask for peace and enlightenment for the world. That's a big place. And the feeling that comes to me with this is that peace and enlightenment is there for each individual. Every individual is a light. In the lovingness of this planet, where I believe the earth energy comes from, we are all seen as lights. A soul generates a light, and therefore we are seen as lights. And as the lights turn on and turn to the higher power of love, the understanding that the energy and the force that this earth supports us and loves us for who we are doing and what we're going through, that we open up. And when we open up, that's what happens, is the acknowledgement is there and the energy is able to come in and work with you. So the world, when I look at the world right now, is like thousands of pinpricks all over. There is so many people that really have that awareness that the peacefulness and the love does come from within. I also see a lot very crowded or shrouded, we might say, in darkness, because they're afraid or they're concerned or they're caught up in their emotional body or their emotional awareness, and they don't open up to the larger power. And I think that in some ways has often been. And today, many people don't know or haven't experienced yet the delight in being open to the magnificent force of love that's there to support them through whatever it is they have to go through. One of the things I'd like to say at this moment, and I'll come away with my eyes open here, is that we can only really understand in relation to ourselves and know our own peacefulness. But life isn't necessarily the easiest. Some people have it easy. It feels like it seems to glide. But I have seen through a life reading that I've done for people that people have their test, or I don't like using that word, their obstacle, you might say, can come at different times. Some people have it when they're very young. Some people have it when it was middle age, years, and some when they're later in life. I've had it off and on through most of my life at times, because I would get caught up with things and I get very excited about things and often forget that really the connection, the spiritual connection, which I so worked to create for myself, I would often it's almost forgotten a little bit. And it's only in my latter years that I realized no matter what, that's what's been steadfast. The miracles that I've had in my life, the miracle things that have occurred that have been brought forward, all have come, whether I was being connected or not. But what happens is when you are presented, life is always trying to support you. When it's presented to you, if you accept that, what is presented, then things open up for you. That has happened several times in my life, where all of a sudden I had my back against the wall, didn't know which way to turn. And there was somebody who gave me a piece of information, told me something. And because I went with it, even though it wasn't easy to do for various reasons, everything opened up and put me on a new awareness and perhaps a new path, and brought me to where I am today. Trust and faith is one of the toughest things I find for people. It is something that I do a lot in my energy, your transformation works is to take a look at trust and faith. Do we have trust and do we have faith in ourselves? Do we have trust and faith in all the things that are working or not working? Is that where we want to go? Is that what we want to do? And yet, if we do, it makes it easier to deal with the emotionality, all the emotions that come up, as we've already seen tonight, maybe not believing in ourselves, feeling that we're worthy, having humility mix up. That happens. I run into those things often. Most of those I had to work through myself. So I understand them. It's not strange to me when they show up. So therefore, it's really, really important when we see peace for the world, and I see all these thousands of lights. I know there are many, many, many people who know the power of love, the power of peace. I am so grateful in knowing and understanding that. I am so grateful for recognizing that we're all part of the whole. And in what I call the beingness of who we are gets represented. Maybe we don't look at for enough for it in others, especially at this point of our time in life right now, what's going on. Maybe we need to stop and look and see the peace and see the understanding. Even if they have a different viewpoint from you, that's not important in the big picture. The love has no judgment. So we do. How come? How come we have judgment? Every time we have judgment, it lowers our vibration. The acceptance is what brings it forward and brings it out in a whole different way. I just find that Annie was wrote. She said, "Yeah, it was her that had asked me to do this on about the world." And really, that's all we want is connection to the source, so that we can feel connected. And in that connection, we know that we are one with all things. And our judgment, because they don't think like us, or they don't act like us, they don't look like this, or whatever, is only separation. It dims your light. It dims your light. And the key is to move out of everybody else's vibrational input that goes on, because it does. All those thoughts, all those the collective consciousness has an effect on all of us. But those of us that are aware of the light, that understand the light, that be with the light, know that we can stand firm, and all that collective consciousness does not touch us. Because there are thousands, millions of people that have those lights. I can't believe how many I saw. I'm so thankful for Annie asking me that. I'm so thankful in knowing there are so many that are holding the light, that are holding the power, that is holding the awareness. I am so thankful that it really has, I'm choking up here, has me aware that we're not alone, that there are many out there holding the lantern of light and peace and unity and awareness. There is one power, one essence, and it loves us, and it's absolutely there for us at all times. But again, I do want to say, you have to allow it in. It doesn't come knocking at the door. It doesn't yell and scream at you. It just wants you to open up and allow that to come inside. And I know the first time I ever ran into it, I knew it had to be inside. And I pass that on. If you have a sense of that universal love feeling that is so strong, it is strong, just breathe it in. Breathe it in. And you will find that this is a wonderful sensation. I just want to share with you, and I just want to say thank you as I release this onto the knowingness that it is done for each and every one of us that wants to be at one with all there is. I just want to, this night is precious to me too. And I just wanted to say some of the other comments that I have that I'm just not going to say the names of them. I'm just going to say there's two comments here I want to read. One is, I just love these Monday nights, powerful prayer sessions. Thanks, Norma. we all need to be thanked at some point. We can run on whatever, but we do need to know that. And the next one is, I love you and this holy time together. And this is one of the reasons I do this for. I was prepared for an hour show if we ever got there. And for those of you that are putting the chats in, asking the questions, my friend Kayla did not come back in, but I just want to do a little prayer for her as we come up to the half-hour line, which seems to be what we're doing these days, is half hour. I just want to speak my word for Kayla in knowing that all is well. There's a real sense of peace at the very bottom of the essence of you that is bubbling up. And as it's bubbling up, it's giving you a sense of purpose. And the purpose is becoming clearer. And as it comes clearer, it's different than what you have done before. It is actually a very peaceful and a very clear message. And it's just a sense of you just being aware that you're being given. And most people tend to think that we're given something from the outside and it comes in. This is not coming from the outside, coming in. It's bubbling up from the essence of who you are and is giving you a real sense of direction of where you're going. And I'm so thankful for this because it is peaceful, it is calm, and it's easy. It's not in your head. It's just, I don't know, being alive. And so to my dear friend Kayla, I just want to say I am grateful for this message for you tonight. I am grateful for the awareness that you have and the ability to bring this energy forth for yourself. It's not for others, it's for you. And to take it and treasure it and love it and just know that all is very, very, very well. Okay, big breath for me. I don't see anybody else at this time. So what I'm going to just do is remind you that on Wednesday I do Norma Talks, where I'm more just talking about all sorts of different things. Sometimes I don't even know 5 minutes before I'm on air, because we take that on Zoom and then I upload it. Whereas this is live tonight, and then I'm live again for Sunday Talks on Sunday morning. Never quite sure what time it is. So I am thinking of making that a live session too, but I haven't quite got there because I don't have a consistent time. Sometimes there's other things happening on a Sunday morning for me. I was reminded, and really, if you like this, please press your likes, and thank you for the 4 that have done that. I really appreciate that. Share. Yes, you can share this awarenesses if you want. I'd be grateful for that. And press your subscribe button. And especially I found out the bell. Here's me, who's got quite a few people I listen to myself. I didn't really ever press a bell, which means I get told when they're coming on. In the meantime, I want you just to have a wonderful week. I want you to have a great, great, great time. And thank you, John. I really want you to have a great week. And remember, you are a light, and that light is fueled by peace, by love of the universe, and you are an emissary. And you carry that wherever you go. And it's like radiate it and notice it in others. You don't have to say anything. You just have to notice that it is wonderful and just allow it to be. I give thanks to you all, and I wish you well and to have a great, great week. Blessings to all. Night.